No problem. Whatever offering we do, whatever practice we do should go against self-grasping, ego. That's, at the end of the day, the delusion. And so offerings has to do that. Prostrations have to do that. Very simply, self-grasping is this wish, or this self-grasping is this idea of an identity, and that identity really depends a lot on things, on memories, on experience, materials, name, and not being able to let go of that, holding on to that, clinging on to that, all of that, everything that, whether it's a good thing that happened to us or bad thing that happened to us, we remember it. We do not let go. Offering is then the antidote to that, to actually try and let go. Try let go of good things and bad things. In many mandala practices, you offer your friends and loved ones and your enemies. You offer your enemies too, like that. So everything that you experience is to be offered. So here in the Sutra path, then mostly all the good things we offer. We offer things that are there. We offer things that are not even there. In sutras, Buddha says things like, someone who makes offering of flowers to me, and someone who makes offering, who imagines making offering of flowers to me, has the same merit. There's no difference in this kind of thing. So imagined flowers, that doesn't exist anywhere. Yeah, you offer that. As you go on and on, he offers his body, speech and mind. He offers himself. Shantideva says, oh, I am poor, I have nothing to offer. So the only thing I can do is I offer myself, to you. Please accept me. If you accept me, I will have, I will be someone who is accepted by the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas. Then I will have no fear in samsara, in carrying on your legacy and like helping sentient beings and so on. And most importantly, he says things like, however Manjushri and Samantabhadra, these people made offering, I make offering similar to that, because at the end of the day, my mind is very limited. The way I make offering is very limited. So what I will do is that I just imagine that I make offering, however way they do. That's also one way to go. Then the next one is making prostrations. From stanza 24 and 25th, stanza number 24th and 25th, as making prostration. That's important too, prostration, being able to be bowed down. Able to bow down. It's difficult to bow down. It's difficult to show respect. Difficult to not seek recognition, not seek praise, not to seek a high place. It's difficult to not seek fame and to bow down. Bowing down here is, and you bow down not because it is tradition and not because that's how you accumulate merit. If you're doing one row, you're making 100,000 prostration thinking, this is how I'm going to accumulate merit. That's so sad. That's like, what do you call it? Going to buy, I don't even have an example for you. That's not. This, again, against self-grasping here. Everything has to go against self-grasp, because for a bodhisattva, there's nothing worse than self-preference. The only thing that is stopping the path of the bodhisattva is his or her own self-preference. That's it. Why are we not doing things? Why are we not going to lifelong retreat? Why are we not, just reading sutras and meditating? Why are we not doing that? What's stopping us? Nobody is really stopping us. It's just us, ourselves, self-grasping, self-preference, because I want to do something else. That's, and when it comes to choosing between happiness of beings and comfort of oneself, we choose comfort of ourselves. So that's where the problem lies. And prostration is letting go of that. This just the qualities of prostration, again, same with the offerings. If you talk about it, it's endless. Letting go of arrogance and pride, that's what prostration is. You kneel, put your head to the floor in front of Buddha, Dharma, Sangha, or in front of your guru, in front of a monk or a nun or a Dharma practitioner, anyone who has qualities, such basically qualities of Dharma here in this regard. Without letting go of arrogance and pride, Dharma doesn't really happen. You can attend teachings, you can, but so prostration is that, doing that. And yes, it is accumulating merit, but that's not important here. Who cares about merit? Bodhisattva should not care about merit at all. Generally, Bodhisattva should care about merit, but not when it comes to, like, which one is more important, merit or purification of, self-grasping and so on. That one, merit is a byproduct. It's a bonus. Anyway, that's prostration. Also, prostration, when you do prostration, you should do it at least now. Now, okay, forget about all the other things now with thinking about abandoning arrogance and all that. Let's say you cannot do it. At least you make prostration by thinking and knowing about the qualities of the Buddha, Dharma, Sangha, and maybe Guru, to whom you're making prostrations to, and your sort of shortcomings, these two, then you make prostration. What's going on? Okay, that's not bad. Very colorful talk to this evening. Then in this chapter is also taking refuge. Now, usually we have only 7 branches, but Shantideva included the refuge within the 7 branches. So we have 8 branches here. 7 branches are offering, prostration, confession, requesting to turn the wheel of Dharma. Wait. Rejoicement, and then requesting to turn the wheel of Dharma, requesting to live long, and the dedication, right? Those are 7. And then here he adds the 8th, which is the taking refuge. Of course, because without taking refuge, you're not even on the path. Forget about taking bodhicitta. That's not possible. So you take refuge. Basically, taking refuge is you admitting that this is it now. This is the path. Four noble truth, 2 truth, karma, impermanence, emptiness. This is the path. This is the truth. And I trust that. So that's taking refuge. I trust it, and I will follow it. So refuge is you making a promise to Buddha, Dharma, Sangha that I will always follow you now. Because what you say is the truth. So it's better not to have colorful view to sort of all kinds of religions and spirituality once you take refuge. Sometimes, you meet people, they're like, oh, all the religions are same, like very naive in a way, but well-meaning. It's well-meaning. Just like saying all the medicines are same, or I don't know, all the clothes are same. Because yes, they are supposed, all the clothes are so that you wear something, right? In that regard is same. All the medicine is so that you can get rid of some sickness. In that regard is same. Similarly, all the religions, spirituality is the same, because you seek something, in that, like, you can say like that. And of course, people like His Holiness Dalai Lama must say things like this when it comes to world stage, for the harmony, unity. And of course, you do not have to lie. When His Holiness Dalai Lama says all religions, spiritualities are same, we all seek happiness, we all seek to remove suffering, and we all, like that, like there is this, all religion teaches love and compassion and honesty, and he's right. But here we're talking about the view, the truth. What is the ultimate truth? In that regard, no. Religions are very different. And so here in the path of Sugata, only by knowing the ultimate truth you gain liberation. There's no other way. Why? Not because Buddha says it has to be like that. No, because Buddha said, look, the cause of samsara is this self-grasping, is this belief that things are there. And until and unless you see the reality that these are all illusory, there is, it's simple like that. It's not because Buddha said it, but because He gave us such rational reasoning that makes sense. So once you take refuge, then, because there are people who will ordinarily, when someone says, I meet people like that, sometimes in Berlin, places like Berlin, where everything is like kind of like a mixture of everything. Then you meet people who says, oh, you can gain liberation and awakening through different spiritual path, and you say yes, why not? But here you want to really practice the Mahayana path, you want to gain awakening, then no, it's not. Awakening here refers to freedom from self-grasping, and for that you need to remove self-grasping. You need to have a path that teaches removal, destruction of self-grasping. Path like this. So this is something to keep in mind. You should analyze. Ask me question, ask anybody, other people question. That's okay. You should. It will be also like an insult if you have doubt but you don't ask, and yeah, to that. Then now the important part here is confession, purification of negative karma. Because you can make accumulation, but if you do not purify, you're accumulating merit, that's good. But we have also a lot of negative karma. You can read through this, right? So these chapters, especially from stanza number 28, basically 28 until the end of this chapter now, it's all about purification. These negative karma will remain. However much positive karma, let's say positive, good karma you accumulate, but negative karma will also remain. And so then not only that, the longer the negative karma remain within you, you cannot gain liberation. And also it will hinder your path. Yeah. When you want to receive teachings, something else has to be happen now. You have to go somewhere. You are become sick. When you want to practice, yes, again, obstacles and so on. All the way till negative karma hinders you. And it has happened many times that practitioners, teachers who are meditating and about to see the face of a Buddha, and then they wake up, they cannot. Or even when they're in front of the Buddha, they try to look carefully, but the face is not visible. There's something like a fog around that face. Negative karma have to be purified. Okay, let's take a very short break of 5 minutes. Okay.
Χάθηκε πάλι το σήμα τώρα και την έδωσε.
Πολλές φορές, ναι. Ο ρύπανς ακούγεται πιο χαμηλά.
So, purification, confession here, mostly purifying for having taken vows in this life and in past life, and then having broken them again and again. Yeah. Especially, Shantideva says, Thetra tunga topdenta dipa topsin, geva topsin chepata, korwa rigidijina sadopala during tolls. That in this samsara, we accumulate great merit, but then we also accumulate great negative karma too. So between these two, up and down, he says, it will take a long time to reach the first bhumi for the Bodhisattva. So that's a problem now. We want to reach first bhumi. Until first bhumi, your benefit to sentient being is not really, it's like shooting arrow in the dark. Might hit the point, might not. Because you yourself are ignorant sentient being. The teaching does not come from realization, does not come from experience, rather from what you have heard and what you think they need. So from hearing and from conceptual sort of thinking and maybe a little bit of practice, and you do not know the mind of the listeners also. You do not know their past lives. You do not know their karma. You do not know what do they need at what time. When do they need it? Like when, what they need, we do not know. When Buddha would teach, a man or a woman could be completely busy in mundane samsaric world in the morning, and then in the evening they meet Buddha, and Buddha says few words. That very evening they become arhat. That kind of teacher we want to become. That is how we want to serve sentient beings. And so that starts from first bhumi only. When you reach the first bhumi, and then you can liberate sentient beings. And that's what we want. But obstacle to that is negative karma. One of the obstacles. Especially breakage of vows, breakage of samayas, and these. So we make confession here. And it is so beautiful. Oh, sadam. She says things like, my friends will be no more, my enemies will be no more, I too will be no more. In this way, everything, nothing will remain. But yeah, but for these impermanent things, I have accumulated karma that is going to remain with me, that's going to travel with me to my next life. And for these impermanent things, I am destroying a permanent result, which is Buddhahood. I am creating obstacle for that to happen. And then he talks about death. This is again a very important contemplation for Dharma practitioner, thinking about death. Anyway, teachings of the Buddha has to do with reality, whether it is ultimate or relative. And so in relative reality, what happens to us is extremely important, because most of the time what happens to us is not what we are thinking. And so what happens to us goes in one direction. What we think and hope and expect go in the other direction. And so we suffer. Our thoughts, ideas are not aligned with reality. So death helps a lot, thinking about death. And here, thinking about death, to Shantideva makes us think about death so that we will have sense of urgency. Or else, of course, we think, yes, I want to remove negative karma. But when? Tomorrow, day after tomorrow? And you think maybe after. Right now, I am 30, 40 years old, So maybe after 30 years, I will retire, so to speak, and then I will practice, like that. He says, no. He says, you cannot trust death. Death does not wait for you to finish something and then it will come. Or death does not say, oh, this person is healthy, is not sick, so I will come later. Not at all. You never know. You cannot trust it. And then here in this chapter, I want to say this one. This one I really love. One stanza that is just such a stanza 36. All that I possess and use is like the fleeting vision of a dream. It fades into the realms of memory, and fading will be seen no more. Milam nyamzo nyawashi ngobo kanta kanje ba tede tempe yudujur debatamje tomujur. This is such a powerful stanza. For me, the most powerful in the whole text. Milam nyamzo nyawashin, like a dream experienced. Ngobo kanta kanje ba, whatever we go through, tede tempe yudujur, will all remain a mere object of memory. Debatamje tomujurs. Whatever has passed will not be seen again. That's so good, this one. This one is really, really good. Put things into perspective. Because right now we are not, like I said, life and our existence is going in one direction. Our hope and expectation and fear in other direction. You know, we love my friend, my, I don't know, lover, teacher, brother, sister, just my child, which is so, our grip on these things, we try so hard. Whereas their reality is not that. And so we suffer. It's difficult, it's painful. Things change. Hopes do not change. Right. What else? Oh, please read. This is really good. This text, of course, you know, all the Buddha's teachings are marvelous, wonderful. All the teachings of, you know, like Nagarjuna, Arya Deva, Indian masters, Tibetan masters, they're really good. But there is no text like this one. I'm really serious. When it comes to Shantideva has this unique ability to use very simple words, but then hit at the exact point, you know, like Buddha's teachings sometimes is like Shakespeare's writing. You know, Nagarjuna is like that too, like very beautiful, majestic, but also a bit dense for us. Also scholastic sometimes. But Shantideva is really different. Especially this text. Like, this one, for example. 40. There I will be prostrate upon my bed, and all around my family and friends. But I alone shall be the one to feel the cutting of the thread of life. If only you could read the Tibetan. You think this is good? You should read the Tibetan. That's just unimaginably, yeah. Anyway, if we do this, we have to go through all the stanzas because these are really good. And then confession. On the end of the chapter, he mixes confession and refuge, making confession to Buddha, Bodhisattva, and the 8 heart sons of the Buddha, you know, Vajrapani and Kshittigarbha, Kashagarbha, Samantabhadra, and so on. Also taking refuge and having not paid attention to their teachings before. So confessing that and so on. It's just, I don't know, you should, yeah. You have questions? I'm running out of things to say. Or probably we'll have to go through all the stanzas because these are just so precious and Oh, I think I forgot to give oral transmission, right, for this. All right. If you have question, you can type it into the chat if you want. Siji jawatam ji ishi pumbuchi du ba siji kunji paljurwe jambe yang lacha zolo marabazana. Namo like it a lot of the doom that the major and drogon Tamjika target trade and resistance to more charges, the decision of the major contra methods and the Jasum laboratory method which near about the major number country about the Chitin about the Chusan you don't achieve. Vegetable on edition Nasa Jimmy what the judgment method but the Chinga design go to the Lazo Chitin and did the person the person the rejection. Mametum below number the Shan Sugar Bejanam knee. So the Zumpe the Chin number Shin can you own. Loyal to budget, said the Chavan Libuni, Yonita to Jan of the Talasago Dala Dagi, the Dagi, Tanason, and the Chubin Urgent Talatam, Tennis, and the Kumbi, the Dagi to Ninji to Jalda is number Dagan and Dagi looking into the world, December on the Kubeja, Bonzo, Tanaji, also and a cinema, Jimmy, and Tadaji, the Bacha and Jimmy, Tuji combustion to the Jimba Shell, such as Sergeant Sarvata, Rejected Barbecao, on the motive which a letter pattern. The teacher the days and the Rinjibum page you won't never come on with the Romacho, but Mikurus, the Takula Zumba Mikus on the trip, Gubicu, and the Lacadulajo, and Associated teaching Tambabul, Consul of Jamanazo, the James Tagi, Papacundus and the Jamada, the ones who stole Jamber, don't go to Ting and Away, Tijan of Jitumaguji goes so much, Chababa, the Juberji to want to Chulayo, Meto Mandara, the Bamada, Balazo, teaching them to the Trumpilla, you and the Pecho, Tinge, Chapai. Do be to them to tell our shelters to Nazo Chapel, legend of the television, such a master of our gentlemen of the rule, where it is such a therapy with the metal, you want to see my number to Shame. Portrait, you the Mude, Regent Zeborapa, and Gigi, the Raja to Generation level, where Regent to Jesse, you watch a Korean number, you want to even to what they went out to one on the woolwork. Television Romania, the Simji, Simji, Betin of Susan, the children of the Kusu, the regime, the Loss of Jimmy, the teaching Dagi, the Jumbo, the Jan of Justice, and the Jason Namata, Jesu, the Dala, never going to Chunju, to some shape, Sangi, Concho, the social, Shindu, Lutin, Tacha, Chanju, Simbi, the children of Tajas, Chamber, the Juluban, the Jula Chasa, Loch, and University of Rasangan, the Chanjusan by Sola, the Chin of Chona, Guna, Shuba, Zosanga, the Chanjus, two Chimungan, the Talmoja, the Solon, the Toma, the Corvan, instead of them, Shanta, the Tagamasa, the Chibam, Jitsa, Timutu Batani, Jesse Ronkanjaban, but the Donjin Samatam, Sambata, Gonla, Taki Consum, the Pama, Lama, Shandala, Yamogo, the Lunga, the Ijin Kalaba, Yabot the Major, the Dijanta, the Bagan, Mississippi, the Samjit, Manamla, the Hani, Majambar, to compare to Chichita, the Lingata, you will soon the job to Solida, Mate, Mirochida, the Chadamacha, Midem, another Menakunji, Lursali, the Tanjab, the Chakra, Pataki, the Machabi, the Mizet, the Banabana, the Mizan of the Major, the Zona, the Major, the teacher of the Major, Milan, watching upon the Conjaba, the Timbi, the Batan Tomajo, Regis, the Dinil, the Mizatama, the Titan to Chevi, the Mizakan, the Tetarani. Lurjata to Majority, the Janaki number to Major, the Yamaba, the Tato, number Kuno, and Ashia, Tadachi, Major, Tanemana, Dushin, Nichikuta, Soja, Sorada, Tanichipun, or Shinjapon, Symbol, Nijip, and Shape, Petition of Chicken and Tantag, Gombo, Pametagin, Zibadana, Masan, without said the Cheta, the Dipamo, never to Kawa, and Lacho, Besar, Terrichipa, Deju, the Kaka, mix and Yellow, the journal, and Shinjapon, the Shizu, and the Suji. Jichin, the Jetep, Baradam, Tamiju, Suji, Laboratory, the meeting, and Church, Chapter, Solver, Church, Chamaton, and Tenikundi, Mujan, the Chabi, Mina, and Tezaki, Daracha, Java, Dragon, George, with his Batonji, Latini, and the Ring, and the two Suchi, Courage, Basava, changes in the soul, and agent, the Yanta of Suchi, Tanajiba, and Tanajiba, Namtaniko, Salatano, Combo, Chabiana, Tanji, the Dagulu, to Matu, Secretary. Yamtanga, the Dentala chapters of Papa Namkin, the saying, but other two Jogan Tamjela, Japsoning, the Council Shinji, Panala, Sotawan, Tana, Church, but the judge was going to Kiji, Kalete, Tanaji Bacharon, Jela, Chapsula, Salusul Tamanajina, maybe as a Sagan to Jan, the Chalas, nature of the magic, Tejiki, Zamlin, and Nemi Lash and Tedaso, mentioned the son of Kunimina, tell him about Tamjik, Sumuta, the Jimbai. Katamijis, Manishin, Timume, Penayasa Tamachula, Pioneer Saguna, Pazo, Lua, Urin, as a major getting on a Miji, Deverdo, Rigmain. Tani me berjuru de teni de misor juru thana bijik suyu jin dile chidar ngetar jode misor mijuna thala chitra thai devara do ngache jong nganje jong de chikbale thala laba chi na thala thani telung ngache la me ka da gawar je ta sinse de dejin du nyeche ku nyanda shepan nam pang ne chibu khashi drogo na chada mise kunjuru miga wala dungal jodele chidar ngetar jor ngetar she ninsa ta do thagi ne de ni pa chik sambe re thani me je timu pa Tani mishi timu be rangchi khana mato bam che bitte khain le khain ro wachi banam gombo chengar ngosum de thaljar dungal jiksem thagal dungal jiksem ji yanda yanda shazo de tirada me shabar temba nam che thagi de nombala barso de temba de sama mala belen che tani yom che chimse me chobale chobale de pasha bele udin nipa ho right okay. No questions, it seems then. When did we settle on a retreat, Aryan? Or you cannot hear? No problem. Yeah, you can speak normally, Ariadne, but then you're not in a Greek translation anymore. You can come out. You have to come out of your. Anyway, it doesn't matter. We talk about this another time, because we wanted to do a retreat in Greece for a couple of days. Going through this text basically. So it's basically contemplation of these texts. Maybe we will also use Lojong text as a base, but main practice will be just this, getting familiar with the words and spirit of Shantideva. There is a question here. How does the Bodhisattva reach the 10 bhumis and what happens then? Well, how does the Bodhisattva reach his 10 bhumis is this whole text. That's the answer. That's how Bodhisattva reaches the 10 bhumis. 6 paramitas. Well, yeah, the wisdom is mainly taught in the 9th chapter, meditation in the 8th, diligence in 7th, tolerance or patience in 6th, discipline in 4th and 5th, generosity in 1st, 2nd, and 3rd, like this. All, it's just 6 paramitas. That's how you, well, when you see the ultimate reality for the first time is the first bhumi. Teachers say that it can be as short as a blink of an eye. It can be very fast. That you might imagine first bhumi Bodhisattva is sort of a deep meditation for like hours and hours, but it can actually be very fast and swift, it seems. From then on, then Bodhisattva continues to practice what they have seen. Right now, we are practicing what we have heard and understood. Very different from first bhumi. They practice what they have seen, experienced. Prajnaparamita, emptiness, whatever you want to call it, Buddha nature. Then, as they continue practicing that, their mind becomes more and more free from obstacles, obscurations, and that level of freedom from obscuration are the 9 bhumis. You know, the second and the third, more and more obscurations removed. You're on 4th, 5th. By 7th, until 7th, you have conceptual thoughts. This is obscuration. From 8th bhumi, you don't even have thoughts anymore. Your mind does not function like this anymore. It's a very different way of functioning, it seems. And 9th, 10th, yeah. What happens after that? They become Buddha. Another question. Is dullness of mind the same thing as ignorance? Well, dullness of the mind is ignorance, but ignorance not necessarily is the dullness of mind. Ignorance is basically all of our mind right now. Even the bodhicitta that we have is ignorant. Even our meditation of emptiness right now is mixed with ignorance, you know. Okay, dullness of mind, yeah, dullness of mind, sleep, these are manifestations of ignorance, you can say, yes, but very different thing. It's dullness of mind is a very small area where ignorance is much bigger. Aradeva says, just as you know, hands are not legs, knees are not our head, back is not our stomach. They're all different parts of our body. But then the concept of body is spread throughout all of them. Similarly, different afflictions and emotions and good thoughts, bad thoughts, devotion and compassion, and as long as you're ordinary being, ignorance is spread to all of this. So it's like that. It's much sharpness of mind is also ignorance here. When you're an ordinary being, yeah, so it's the same. I mean, not exactly same, dullness of mind and ignorance. All right. Thank you for continuing studying, and I hope you do so. Sorry, half of the teaching was not recorded, but maybe no need. It was just music and all that. So, but yeah, the actual teaching is recorded, and 2 years ago, I think, and I think the Kama Jensening has it where I go through stanza to stanza, and if you can sit through that, could do you some good. Not because of me, but because of the text itself and the teachers from whom I have received this. Yeah, they are quite exceptional beings. So, right. Sonam de tamjizibanya tominebe danam pamje de chekana je balon trobaye sibesolendo ando show changju simjo rumbaji maje banam je bandan je banya bame baya gong do pelwaras jambal pa jedra jamba dokundu zombo de ande jinde de da kunji jesu dalo dirgewa de da tamje rabdu. May I in all my lives carry far the weight of Buddha Dharma, and if I am not capable to do so, may I always be worried about the longevity of Dharma. All right. Have a good evening. So.
Ευχαριστούμε, Άρη.
Where is it?